Hey, Shalom. Call Halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to all the Akim, the 144,000, and the rest of the elect doing this work in sincerity and in truth. This is the brother Yachanan from the GMS Houston camp. And this lesson, well, actually, before I start the lesson, I just want to do a quick correction on the last week's live camp speaking. I had spoke about the 2/3 of the Israelites, the 2/3 of Jake. I quoted Numbers 35 and 33, how the land must be cleansed with the blood of them who shed it, and that scripture is just talking more so about Esau, Edom. And continuing on, this lesson is just land backing off of the class that we had Wednesday. The elder Yagadal was going into Revelation 5, and Yahushai, his blood being shed and him being worthy opened up the book unto us, the hopeful elect, so that we would have understanding and be able to attain to salvation in these last days. And just going into that is that the world perceives us as being unlearned and ignorant, hence the title of the lesson. And this is Acts 4 and 13. Now when they saw the boldness of Peter and John and perceived that they were unlearned and ignorant men, they marveled, and they had took knowledge of them that they had been with Yahushua. So, hey, through this, like, we're seen as ignorant, unlearned, because we've never been to a theology school. Most of us had never even been to college or universities. We might work blue collar jobs, or even with all that, just because we're so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we're perceived as being ignorant or even unlearned, because we're telling you the scriptures. We're breaking down these scriptures to you, telling you that there was no letter J in Hebrew nor in Greek. It didn't come around till 1524 by a man named John Giorno Tersino, and that the images of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus today are false images. He doesn't look like that. He looks like a so-called black man with white woolly hair, with dark skin, like fine brass, as if it's been burned in a furnace. We're telling you these things, and y'all don't believe it because we're not decorated like these people in the church are, like the Pope. We're not wearing white. We're not wearing these fancy suits. We're not flying in on helicopters. We're wearing rags, but we're telling you the truth. We're telling you the truth of the scriptures, telling you the truth of what's really happening, and what's to happen in the future. To tell you that World War III is coming, famine is on the rise, that the spirits of the people are turning cold, that basically the new NWO is coming, that there's going to be more lockdowns, that there's going to be concentration camps, that the MOTB is coming. But because of, we're poor, illiterate, ignorant, unlearned, we're not believed. But we're not meant to be believed by the majority of the world. We're meant to be believed by the elect. And let me get this word unlearned. This is G62, agrammatos, which means illiterate. That's right. And this other word, G2399, idiotes, an ignoramus, or ignorant, rude, unlearned. And let me get this in the etymology online just to help with that. This is idiot in the etym online. It says a person so mentally deficient as to be incapable of ordinary reasoning, a simple man, uneducated person, a layman, uneducated or ignorant. So we're considered we're considered like we can't have no reason in the scriptures, because what do most of the time when Christians or whoever comes up to challenge or debate it, they're considering that we don't have the knowledge of the scriptures. They do, but they had no knowledge that there was no letter J in Hebrew. They have no knowledge of that the 12 tribes are scattered in every land, and we look like all the people. That true, actual Gentiles can't be saved. That the actual Gentiles that the scriptures are referring to that can be saved are Israelites that have been scattered. They don't know that. They just think everybody can be saved. So they have all this education, but us coming in unskilled, not having a lick of knowledge of the Hebrew before we came to this, are breaking all this down to them, bringing the truth. And then, even then, with this the MOTB on the rise, I saw this. I was on the train the other day that the new fare system coming 2024 says Metro is testing and installing equipment for our new fare system, including the new validators. You may have seen some on the buses, and basically, like they used to have the Metro card. You could just tap your card. And I'll continue reading. The new One card will replace the Metro Q card fare. Customers will have more ways to pay. One card, Apple Pay, Google Wallet, or just tap your credit or debit card. And the point there is, like, now you can pay with these different forms of payment. You can pay with your Apple Card, do Google Pay. You can just tap your credit card. And going to Revelation 13 and 16, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And these things, like we're seeing, the tap thing, this is leading, everything is going towards that mark. The more things, like there's more and more things to say tap to pay. Tap your card, tap your this, tap that. Like these things, like we see in this, if you have the eyes to see it, you're seeing that, hey, there are different companies like Neuralink and stuff like this pushing implants, like biohackers. I can't remember the name of the other biohacking companies, but these things are pushing more and more towards implants and having these wallets that you can carry around with you, like with the ease of access. And that's all the Metro thing is. But you're seeing it more and more places, to the point where everything is going to be cashless eventually. Even then, the dollar is getting ready to crash. So what are you going to bring in? A new form of currency. And it's no longer going to be paper cash. It's going to be digital. But just pointing out that I had seen that, like, okay, even the transit system is switching over to this. But to the eyes of ordinary people, we look unlearned and ignorant. And that we don't know what we're talking about. We have but this thing it's going to sneak up on these people. They're going to have no idea where this came from. It's going to appear to them that it just showed up overnight. But we've been telling you, like, no, this thing is creeping in. Like how Rakah had mentioned it yesterday in the recording, that it's like I've heard the apostles think Gabar mention it too. Like when you boil a frog in water, like you can't just throw the frog in boiling water right away. You have to turn up the heat slowly, or gradually. Gradualism. These things are gradually being implemented, and the snare is being set. Like this system, like once you get caught in it, hey, you're not going to be able to really get out of it. Especially once you take that MOTB, because you're going to get burnt up. Hey, 1044, call all Yahweh Shemi Al Shai. But I'm going to end off with this precept, Lord willing. And Lord willing, this is edifying and makes sense. Because our people, they'll listen to us talk. They'll listen, they'll head nod, whatever. Like listening to a song. Like some songs I listen to, like especially rap or hip hop, or even some rock songs. Like I don't hear the lyrics all the time. But sometimes when you listen and you don't hear the lyrics, but you hear the beat, it's like, yeah, that's a good beat. Yeah. I like that beat. But then when you stop and listen to the song, you listen to the lyrics, it's like, man, what are they talking about? That's crazy. Like, but anyway, this is Ezekiel 33 and 32. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice. So it's like, yeah, they like this tune, yeah, and can play well on an instrument. For they hear thy words, but they do them not. So it's like you hearing it, it's one ear, in one ear, and out the other. They ain't paying attention really. And they're especially not paying attention since we're unlearned and ignorant men. Like a street musician, a busker. Those people, they don't nobody really pay them any mind. But who do they pay mind to? The people that get the stadiums, the people that play in stadiums, the big acts. But sometimes, not even sometimes, some of the best performances you're gonna see is from those street artists. Like you seeing it the live, real deal, raw. And that's like this truth. The best ones that you're gonna see is of this truth. You want the real raw, you want the truth, this is where you find it. Not in all the other camps. It comes from GMS and the affiliates. Verse 33, and when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. So, these unlearned, ignorant men that you said don't know nothing. You said the war isn't going to happen. No concentration camps. The dollar ain't going to crash. The MOTB, that's spiritual. When these things come to pass, you'll see. You're going to know, that we weren't lying to you. With that, I'm going to say shalom.